never told anyone that I was a Vietnam veteran.
Luis Lalama was one of 2.6 million U.S. military personnel who served during the Vietnam War. Like many military personnel, Luis wasn't greeted as a hero.
When we landed there were people with signs, and they were trying to hit us with tomatoes, and calling us baby killers and all kinds of things. And I think that hurt more than the whole year in Vietnam, the reception we got. I came to this country in October 1965. In June 67, I got a letter saying that I was to report to the draft board.
Luis and his family came from Ecuador to start a new life in the United States. He was 18 when he received his draft notice in June 1967. The average age of GIs in Vietnam was just 19 years old.
They told me I have to go take the test. I went to take the test, and to my surprise, they told me that I had passed the test. Even though I could hardly speak English, I was learning, I was desperately learning the language, but I could never have a conversation with anyone.
Despite the language barrier, Luis was sent to basic training at Fort Dix, New Jersey.
They asked anybody who wants to go overseas, raise their hand. And I asked somebody, what's overseas? He said, to leave the country. Maybe go to Germany, maybe go say, I would like to go to Germany. Of course, I raised my hand. I landed in Vietnam on February 1st, 1968. It was in the middle of chaos because the Tet Offensive had just occurred the day before.
The Tet Offensive was a surprise attack on U.S. forces and their allies throughout South Vietnam. It was carried out during a declared ceasefire for Vietnamese New Year. Tet was one of the largest military campaigns of the war. With boots on the ground, Luis quickly learned he was fighting for his life.
In Fort Dix, we trained with an M14 rifle. When I got to Vietnam, they gave me an M16 rifle. Not only to me, but to all of us. Everybody was surprised. What is this? We don't know this weapon. So they gave it 30 minutes instruction. How to assemble and disassemble the weapon. And of course, what they tell you is, this is not a rifle. This is not a weapon. This is your ticket back home.
Luis would spend the next year in Vietnam.
It was a totally different world, completely. By the way, I never told my mother I was going to Vietnam. I told her that I was going to Germany. I had 7 brothers. I told my older brother, the only one, and I make him swear that he will never tell my mother until I get back. What I had in my mind all the time is, if something would happen to me there, I don't know where my mother would have forgiven me for not telling her the truth. That was in my mind all the time.
After serving a year, Luis was sent home. On the way to the airport, Luis's brother told his mother he had been in Vietnam.
I saw them. She embraced me. She touched my arms. She looked at me. She made me turn around. And after I turned around, she slapped me. I saw it coming and I didn't move because I think I deserved that. I asked her to forgive me, and she did. And I felt relief.